Welcome, everybody, to our third of the lightning round courses after lunch on the second day of Commsverse. Whole lot going on. We are having some fun in here. Matt is going to continue to talk to us about making things simple, I believe. So if you got some questions, let's save them towards the end. We'll save about 2-3 minutes at the end to answer questions. For our participants online, you can raise your hand, and I'll enable your mic and do it that way. And in the room, you talk with your mouse. Without further ado, take it away.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Matt Dye from IR. So here to help you understand how you make things simple in a complex world, and all about what it means for user experience. So customer experience is everything, right? So you want to be able to improve that customer experience. So we know today from the range of vendors out there, customers have choice. It's not really a 100% vendor environment at the moment, and never will be ever. So that brings complexity, and kind of insights is key to that complexity. So there's multiple hidden challenges across the hybrid and the agile home workers. So everyone's now thinking about moving back to the office. They've been at home for ages. They're agile, and every time you move somewhere, you have a different experience. So having visibility of the experience is critical under a team's organization. So we provide proactive experience management, and I mean proactive because we can alert service desks, we can alert users, and then you can make that remedial action very quickly. So that's why it's proactive. So, and that gives you effective collaboration and maximizes the user experience. So the IR platform gives you deep sights into that hidden complexity across the breadth and depth of your environments. We support cloud, hybrid, on-premise. Most issues happen outside the vendor cloud, and Microsoft, not paid to say that from Microsoft or Zoom or Cisco, but nowadays most problems happen outside the cloud. And in order to be proactive, you need to be integrated with a service management platform. So we are integrated with ServiceNow, the most popular service management platform. So therefore you can be proactive for that remediation. And we have what we call an ear-to-ear visibility. And we have a technology I'm going to show you called EQ360 that brings that to life. And we provide that detailed user analysis. So right from device edge, so the devices that you use on Teams, they're different, right? I'm using different devices today. So you, back in the office, back at home, use different devices all the time. And the guys just now, it's a good segue from their rooms demo just now. They're all using different devices, intelligent rooms. So everywhere you go, however you operate, it's always different. And we show that in progress or historical. So for Zoom, we get live data feeds. So you can actually see your Zoom experience in real time. And just give you a look into the future. So we are planning to be able to use that power to nudge you as a user so you can self-help. So you can actually use a chatbot can help you improve your experience. Maybe it's a nudge to move nearer the Wi-Fi. Your Wi-Fi strength's a bit poor. Maybe it's a nudge to put your headset on charge. Maybe it's a nudge to go and plug in wired. Or maybe there's some nudges we can give you. And that's really good for your business because your business then doesn't have help desk tickets an hour later because someone had a bad experience. So that IR chatbot advisor is going to be key coming to the future. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that the cloud doesn't really give you the problems it used to, right? So on the right-hand side there, you can see the vendor cloud, Zoom, Teams, and Webex. In the middle, you get the network, all that spaghetti, all that stuff that's ISP related, it's your WAN. You want visibility of that, and a lot of that causes disruption, bandwidth problems, etc. But on the left-hand side, the devices, that's where, again, bring your own device, working agile, working in different environments, that's where you tend to get all your problems. And our friends out there who supply devices are trying to fix all that. We're now partnered with Jabra and Polytech and Logitech, but we've just launched a big integration project with Jabra because Jabra is, the market leader in technology, both at home and user-based. So you'll hear more about that going forward, but we're very pleased jointly to announce with Jabra today that we have a strategic integration. So what does that really look like? So I mentioned we have Zoom, Webex, Teams, and we provide a monitoring, troubleshooting, and reporting solution. So those personal and video endpoints, as I'll put Jabber up there first, so all the things you bring to the office, bring your own device. Some companies have a good policy that they only use as certified devices. We can actually report on those devices and tell you as a company or a user if you're using certified or approved devices rather than devices that perhaps you're going to get experience problems with. And Poly and Logitech, they're the ones I mentioned. So we're calling that our device edge. So we've launched a pure cloud Teams and Zoom and Webex monitoring platform at the moment. We're enriching that with edge information. So if you imagine that we get all that rich information from Teams and Zoom, we actually enrich that with device information. So for instance, I mentioned that your Jabber experience, that comes up as a chatbot in the future, but at the moment that can be raised as a trouble ticket to your help desk, or you can look at your experience post-call in Teams and you can see where my problems are. So next time you have a meeting, you've corrected those things and you'll have a better experience. So you can kind of self-help through that point of view as well. And then we've got what we call a network and voice edge. So network gives us that information about your local LAN. Everyone's at home at the moment using Wi-Fi, wireless, whatever. But as we go back, the LAN and WAN comes back into it, certainly the LAN and access points and that sort of information. So we enrich our visibility with those products. And also voice edge is key now with direct routing, operator connect. So all the things that give you telephony through your communications platform, that's becoming more and more important for that voice experience. And we've partnered with Ribbon and Audio Codes and MetaSwitch. So MetaSwitch for the Operator Connect product from Microsoft. So one of our network providers we work with, BT. So again, all that infrastructure, all that premise equipment, will be monitored using our platform. And then room and video endpoints. So the guy, if you were just in the session there, he was talking about intelligent rooms. So obviously we get information on how the room was used and what that contributed to experience. But going forward with our room edge monitoring, we can monitor proactively rooms to see if they're ready for use. So if there's, say, 10 devices in that room, you really want to know if all 10 are working. Are they operational for that 9 o'clock meeting? If they're not, then you may want to reschedule. Or maybe you've got scheduling services, a bit like you saw on the demo just now, where on the front of the door, you see what meetings are coming up. You might have a management system that actually reschedules meetings based on performance of a room. So if this room wasn't performant, the organisers 9 o'clock this morning would have told everyone, no, we're moving to room B because this room's not functioning properly. So our room edge capability will tell us that and tell your management systems that, that it's unhealthy, either during the event or pre the event. Okay, and we've done all this integrated with ServiceNow. So ServiceNow is that, as I said, that auto ticketing platform where we can enrich the service management layer. So this is a quick preview of what our dashboards look like. We're actually, because we're multi-vendor and end-to-end, we actually can show, if an organization has Teams, Webex, and Zoom, we can show that side by side. So you can then compare how your vendor performance is across your organization, or as a user, you might want to see, okay, I think Teams is better than Zoom, but is it really, is it really performing for me better? So you can compare them side by side. So and you can drill into all these things and create your own reports. So I think it's really bringing insights into, have you chosen the right supplier for the right UC experience? So I'm going to show you this live in a moment. This is what we call our EQ360. It's probably a bit small to read, but what I'm going to do is just swap to my other device. So that's a bit better for you. And what this isn't just a diagram. This will tell you about all legs on the diagram. So there you go. So if I actually hover over one of those red lines, we have hundreds of metrics, but you can see there that the one which was making it red there was call drops. You might not be aware of call drops as a user. You might be, because we all drop out and come back in again. But when you've got issues that perhaps haven't caused you a severe problem, they will show up on here as amber, or red, which is affecting your experience. And we can actually give you that information in near real time and use that to triage calls. If someone was looking at a call, say there was a VIP meeting and you had to be on the ball for the VIP meeting, you can actually use this in near real time for Zoom at the moment, Teams in the future, where you'll actually get information about how that performance went. Now, this is an example of a live event, as you can see, up to Microsoft. This one is actually a user joining a meeting. And in this case, when I talked about device edge, which is on the left, you can see there's some Jabber information already. He's got a received signal level problem. So he's obviously going to be suffering some degradation in terms of that output in sound. And we break the camera down separately, the microphone, the video. And if you work from the left to the right, the user there is connected. So all the left is device edge that I mentioned. Then you've got network edge in the middle. This case, it was a connection. It's all green. Then you have the ISP, so obviously working at home. And then you have ISP out to Microsoft. So this is, again, where you're getting, so that ISP is potentially causing you some latency, I would imagine, without looking at the data. So there you go. There's an average trip time of 139 there and a max round trip. So in this case, I would have been going to my ISP, and if this is a trend, I would be asking my ISP for a better service, upgrades, etc. So in the past, you wouldn't understand where that problem's coming. We bring that visibility to allow you to bring that to the surface and address the issue where it's happening on that ear-to-ear experience. And just to give you a look at our other kind of dashboards, then I'll take some questions. This is like a landing page. We report on many things around the whole environment. So is your Microsoft service healthy? Is there issues reported? All in one dashboard. What did the call quality look like over recent times? In the middle there, who's using what kind of mode of network? So you can see there's some people using mobile. There's people with a bad experience. Surprise, surprise. There's people using Wi-Fi, etc. There's all these audio devices here. Again, these are ones that potentially are going to have problems. So as I mentioned about encouraging you to have certified devices in a Teams environment, then this will help you provide analytics to improve your device certification and your experience. So again, if you've got a list, you can compare against that list and basically educate your users. And we don't just do that for Teams, we do that for Zoom. So we've got similar dashboards for Zoom, and then you can create custom dashboards to your heart's content. Just show you. So interactions would look like, a big list. So you can drill down and filter on users, what those interactions look like. That's how I got to the EQ360. Let's go back to that EQ360. So I think I'm going to stop there and take any questions at the moment on any of that. This becomes very dynamic, and this is the thing that would drive that chatbot, if you like, that I referred to at the start, that's going to drive your nudging to improve, in this case, improve my experience in any of these areas that are amber or red.
Excellent timing. We have just another minute left in the session. So if there's any questions in the audience or online, please let me know now. Nobody? I don't get to throw the red cushion thing at anybody? Okay, well, we are at time. Let's get a round of applause for our presenter.
Thank you.